I'm Mary Kissel. What's the legal fallout from FBI Director Jim Comey's recommendation not to bring charges against Hillary Clinton for mishandling classified and top secret documents? Baker Hostetler partner David Rivkin, a noted constitutional scholar and a frequent contributor to our op-ed pages, joins the show. David, the FBI Director focused on criminal intent. A story on our news side today also emphasized no criminal intent here. Do you agree? Should there have been a prosecution?
There should have been, and you're absolutely right. Your editorial page points this out, as well as an excellent piece by my good friend Mike McCasey. The willful negligence in the handling of classified information perfectly suffices under the two relevant statutes. Mr. Comey used extreme carelessness wording, which I think most practitioners of English language would believe constitutes willful negligence. So clearly the standard for triggering the invocations of a sanctions could be a felony, could be a misdemeanor. Mary was mad. And the final point in that regard, the last sentence in Mr. Comey's statement was basically, to translate it into non-legal speak, but if anybody else does it, don't think that it would be kosher, which I think dramatizes the decay of a rule of law, which broadly can be defined as application of the same principles equally to all persons, not one rule of law for Mrs. Clinton or Secretary Clinton, Senator Clinton, and another rule for some poor schmuck who took classified information home to work on the report because he was tired, didn't want to stay in the office, and got prosecuted.
So,
but, David, that's not a apocryphal story. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it does happen all the time. And our editorial, for those who want to read it, is titled Jim Comey's Double Standard. It's up on WSJ.com. David, is there another problem here insofar as the FBI made a decision that was more appropriately made at the Department of Justice?
You're right. FBI, what you're talking about is the exercise of prosecutorial discretion. There's nothing wrong with it, Mary. Prosecutors aren't supposed just to be automatons. They're supposed to look at the public policy consequences of a given prosecution, but that's a job for the U.S. attorney, senior officials in the criminal division. We're talking about a penal statute, attorney general, deputy attorney general. So it is highly unusual for the FBI, in effect, to foreclose very dramatically the exercise of prosecutorial discretion by DOJ. Because
David,
think about it.
Is there also a pattern here? We saw the Supreme Court dismiss a clear-cut case against Obamacare. We've seen the president take executive actions that have been deemed unconstitutional. Have we seen a real degradation of the rule of law over these past 8 years?
We have. Unfortunately, some of them occurred even earlier. But yes, the problem is that, frankly, if even one branch, Mary, and particularly the executive, is acting extra constitutionally time and again, it kind of sends a warping effect throughout all the branches at the state level as well. It's very unfortunate. So the problem is bigger than just one particular unconstitutional action. It does promote the decay in the rule of law and in the fabric of our Constitution.
Decay in the rule of law, in the fabric of the Constitution. David Rivkin, thanks for joining the show.